Title: The Strength of Gentleness. Text: Galatians 5:22-23, Matthew 11, verse 28-30, Philippians 4:5. Gentleness is often misunderstood. In a world that celebrates force, dominance, and self-assertion, gentleness can appear weak or passive, but Scripture reveals something entirely different. Gentleness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the quiet power of a heart that rests securely in what God has already accomplished. When Paul lists the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5, gentleness stands among qualities that reflect the very character of Christ. It is not something we manufacture through effort or strain. It flows naturally from a life rooted in divine life. Gentleness is the evidence of a transformed inner reality. 1. Gentleness flows from rest, not striving. Jesus says in Matthew 11:29, "I am gentle and lowly in heart." This is how he describes himself. The one who holds all authority, who commands the wind and waves, identifies his heart as gentle. Why? Because he was never striving to prove himself. He lived in perfect union with the Father, secure in identity and purpose. Gentleness flows from that same place of rest. When there is nothing and nothing left to prove, harshness loses its grip. A person who understands that righteousness is already established does not need to defend themselves, compete for worth, or react in anger. Gentleness becomes the natural posture. 2. Gentleness reflects completed redemption. The work of Christ did not merely make redemption possible, it brought it to completion. Because of this, believers are not relating to God through distance, fear, or uncertainty, but through nearness and confidence. This reality reshapes how we interact with others. If God has fully reconciled us, we no longer approach life from a place of anxiety or lack. Gentleness emerges because we are not trying to secure what has already been given. Paul writes in Philippians 4:5, "Let your gentleness be evident to all." Notice, it is something to be revealed, not forced. It is already present as a result of the life within. 3. Gentleness is power, directed by love. Gentleness does not mean the absence of strength. Jesus overturned tables in the temple, yet remained gentle in heart. He corrected, but never from insecurity. He confronted, but never from fear. Gentleness is strength governed by love rather than emotion. It is the ability to respond rather than react. It is the discipline of a heart that is not ruled by external pressures. When identity is settled, responses become measured. Words become life-giving. Even correction carries restoration rather than condemnation. 4. Gentleness builds rather than breaks. Proverbs tells us that a soft answer turns away wrath. Gentleness has the power to diffuse tension, restore relationships, and bring healing. Harshness escalates conflict. Gentleness disarms it. Because the kingdom reality is one of reconciliation and peace, gentleness aligns with that reality. It becomes a tool through which restoration flows into everyday interactions, families, friendships, communities. 5. Gentleness is the expression of Christ within. Ultimately, gentleness is not a technique. It is a person expressed through us. As Christ lives in and through his people, his nature becomes visible. This means gentleness is not something distant or unattainable. It is already present, waiting to be recognized and expressed. As the mind is renewed to what is true, behavior follows. You don't produce gentleness, you reveal it. Closing thought. Gentleness is the quiet confidence of a heart at peace. It is strength without aggression, authority without harshness, correction without condemnation. When life is no longer about striving, proving, or earning, gentleness becomes effortless. It is the fragrance of a life that knows it is already complete.